Manitou spring leg service for the Dorado Comp. This video covers the disassembly, service, and reassembly of the spring leg on the Manitou Dorado Comp. Assemble these tools and parts and let's get started. Orient the fork so you can easily access the bottom of the left leg. Use a 2mm hex wrench to remove the preload adjuster. Hold the knob while loosening the screw. The damper adjuster can be damaged if the knob is over-torqued. Use a 20mm socket to loosen the spring cap. You'll need to hold the lower leg to keep it from spinning. Gently remove the cap and spring by pulling them out of the leg. Orient the fork so you can easily access the top of the spring leg. Use a 5mm hex wrench to loosen the pinch bolt on the upper crown. Loosen the top cap with a 16-notch bottom bracket tool. Apply top-down force on the tool to prevent slipping. Loosen the pinch bolts on the lower crown. If needed, the ends of the Dorado sag guide can be used to spread the clamps apart to aid in leg removal. Remove the leg from the crown. If the upper crown remains installed, slide the frame bumper off the leg simultaneously as the leg is pulled through the lower crown. Set the bumper aside to be used during reassembly. Lightly clamp the top of the fork leg in a bike stand or soft jaw vise. Finish unthreading the top cap from the leg and pull the cap a couple inches out of the leg. Use a 14mm wrench and the bottom bracket tool to remove the top cap from the compression rod. Remove the leg from the stand. Pour the fluid out of the leg into a catch pan. Slide the inner leg out of the outer leg. Allow the outer leg to drain into a pan. Wrap the inner leg in a clean towel and clamp it lightly in a bike stand with the compression rod pointing up. Loosen the compression rod assembly from the inner leg using a 32mm or adjustable wrench. Remove the assembly from the inner leg. Inspect the inner leg inside and out. Clean it and be sure it is free from debris and contaminants. Lube the threads on the inside of the inner leg with slick oleum grease. Install the compression rod assembly, piston first, into the top of the inner leg. Thread in the assembly by hand. Tighten and torque the bottom spring end cap using an adjustable wrench and 32mm crowfoot. Orient the fork so the bottom is pointing up. Coat the coil spring in grease. Gently insert it into the lower leg. Use a 20mm socket to install and torque the spring preload cap. Use a 2mm hex wrench to install the preload knob. Use a pick to remove the wear ring from the outer leg. Remove the spring from the lip of the dust seal. With the outer leg either firmly in one hand or in a bike stand, use a downhill tire lever or similar tool to carefully pry the dust seal out of the outer leg. This may require some force. Be careful to not damage the leg. Remove the foam ring. Clean the seal bore and bushing thoroughly with isopropyl alcohol. Inspect the inside of the outer leg and be sure it is free of contaminants. Soak a new foam ring in Manitou bath oil. Place the ring in the bottom of the seal bore. Insert the new dust seal with seal spring into the leg and use a 37mm seal press to press it completely into the leg. Finally, install the wear ring. Coat the inside of the dust seal with slick oleum grease. Slide the inner leg into the outer leg. Orient the leg in the stand with the top pointing up. Replace O-ring number 100-027 on the top cap. Be sure it is fully seated in the groove of the cap. Install the top cap onto the end of the compression rod. Use a 16-notch bottom bracket tool and a 14mm wrench to tighten and torque it. Add 30 to 40 cc's of semi-bath into the outer leg. Use the bottom bracket tool to install and torque the top cap. Reinstall the spring leg into the fork crowns. Reinstall the frame bumper onto the leg and between the crowns. Align the fork leg to the proper wheel size. Tighten and torque the upper and lower crown bolts using a 5mm hex wrench. You have completed the process of disassembly, service, and reassembly of the spring leg on the Manitou Dorado Comp. Damper leg service and coil spring rate change are covered in separate videos. Continue to our YouTube channel and ManitouMTB.com for more maintenance procedures and assembly instructions. Thank you for riding with Manitou.